What's going on, guys? PlayBox here, and we're back for another Dragon Ball Legends video. In this one, I want to discuss about the evident power creep that has been going on in the game for, I would say, the last couple of months. Mainly starting from the end of Legends Festival, which was around, I would say like early June, mid-June, around that time. So with the release of Ultra Gogeta and then onwards, right? From then, we've gotten what, 3 LFs and an Ultra unit. And of course some all-star banner units that are actually worth mentioning. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. I have a couple tier lists that from multiple different sources, just to further show that there has been quite a pretty big power creep. And I don't know if this is a good thing or not, because I don't think there should be these many strong units dropping back to back, forcing people to summon, right? So we could just go over starting off with Ultra Gogeta. So from the Legends Festival, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Legends Festival is pretty much like the biggest celebration of Legends. This is where they're gonna try to get as much money as possible from people, right? And even more so than Anniversary. This has got to do with the culture in Japan and stuff. They're always willing to spend more money near the end of the year during December. There's a bunch of celebrations there. So Legends Festival is pretty much their biggest celebration. And with it, they tend to drop the most hyped characters. Like for example, for the first Legends Festival, or actually we can even take it back a bit further, from I think 2 years ago when they dropped the Super Saiyan 4s and Baby, right? They dropped it during the same time as Legends Festival would take place. They didn't officially dub it Legends Festival, but they did drop those units, which were pretty hype, right? And the Anniversary, they dropped Super Vegito and stuff like that. So obviously Super Vegito is more hyped in that case. But if we take a look at, and we go further into the year after that, during the Anniversary, we got Vegito Blue, second year anniversary. We got Vegito Blue, Merge Zamasu, Rage Trunks, and then full power Super Saiyan 4. Omega Shenron, right? So Vegito Blue, of course, is extremely high. But then if we go into Legends Festival, we get Ultra Instinct Goku, the Saiyan version of Ultra Instinct Goku, Jiren, Toppa, the Pride Trooper, not whatever about that. But then for part 2, we get Gogeta Blue, the single, probably the most anticipated unit ever at that time, and a LF full power Broly, a double LF. So when you compare it to the second anniversary where there was only one LF, and by the way, for part 2, we got a red Pycon, which is pretty funny. But if we compare to that, we got one LF during the anniversary, and then 3 LFs during Legends Festival. And not just any 3 LF, we got Ultra Instinct Goku, Gogeta Blue, and Broly. So it really puts into perspective how much more hype it is during Legends Festival. And then if we go into this year, or I guess last year, for the 3rd anniversary, we had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Corrupted Merge Zamasu. Where is he? He's pretty low. Corrupted Merge Zamasu. And then fast forward into Legends Festival, we got Goku and Vegeta, the first ever tag unit, the first to introduce this tag mechanic. Oh, by the way, even during last year, we got Ultra Instinct Goku that initially introduced the concept of unique gauge, so a new mechanic. So seems like they might be continuing this trend moving forward, where they're introducing a new mechanic for the game during these festivals, right? But we got Goku and Vegeta, Sword of Hope Trunks, and then for part 2, we got our first summonable unit, Ultra Super Gogeta. So they just went all out with the units, right? Tag Goku and Vegeta, honestly, one of the most hype I've been for a unit. The way they just revealed it, the reveals and stuff was just super hype. And of course, Sword of Hope Trunks, and then Ultra Super Gogeta, right? So they dropped some pretty big bangers, Ultra Super Gogeta and Goku and Vegeta being the best units in the game by far when they released. So yeah, then as we continue into the present, right, we had the release of Bardock, and Bardock honestly was kind of an anomaly when you think about it, because we're gonna go through the other units that dropped. But Bardock dropped, and he wasn't very good. He was kind of mid. He wasn't that great, right? And then when the featured boost stopped for him, it just became even worse. So this guy was an anomaly. But if you take a look going forward, then we got full power Jiren, who is actually a very, very good unit. Probably, I would say, a top 5 LF maybe. It really depends on people. Some people think he's overrated, some don't. He's obviously not the best LF, but I would say still a top 5 unit with some Jiren stuff and his teams, of course. But following Jiren dropped 2 months after Legends Festival. Following Jiren, we got the release of Ultra Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, the second summonable Ultra unit. And right off the bat, this Goku, by the way, they took it from the Tournament of Power. This guy doesn't even deserve to be not only does he not deserve to be an Ultra unit, I don't even think he deserves to be an LF unit. He just feels like a regular Sparky unit. I'm talking in terms of animation, right? Just a regular Sparky unit. They could have easily just thrown on an All-Star banner. He had like 1 minute in total in the Tournament of Power. I just don't understand why they would make this guy an Ultra unit. They could have easily made the the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku from the hit fight in the tournament versus Universe 6 and 7. That's where they first introduced this Kaioken Goku. It could have been easily a better Ultra, or even just an LF's plain simple, right? But they decided to go with the Tournament of Power one for whatever reason. It's because they're slowly buffing Universe Survival Saga for potentially something big during the anniversary, right? But this guy dropped, and it was pretty much game over. This guy was one of the best units in the game, easily the best unit in the game. Actually, the majority of people would consider him better than Ultra Super Gogeta, and at this point, I feel like he's still in the boost, by the way, but at this point, I do think that he is better than Ultra Gogeta. He just fits on better teams than Ultra Gogeta, and he just does so much, and he just makes him so annoying. It's just annoying, right? But to think that just 2 months after Ultra Super Saiyan Gogeta dropped and Goku and Vegeta dropped, they dropped this dude that just completely shits on them, and he's not even part of a celebration or anything. He's just a random monthly unit, right? He was supposed to be a monthly LF, but they dropped the Ultra instead, and he just completely surpassed these guys, completely surpassed Jiren the month before, completely surpassed Bardock out of nowhere, right? Which forced people to summon. And then after him, we get these tag androids. And these tag androids, they're just on even more on a completely different level. They completely surpass everyone before them. A lot of people consider them even better than Ultra Super Gogeta, which is insane. I'm not saying they're wrong, but it's just the fact that we've come to a point where the LF is already stronger than the summonable Ultra unit we got just like 3 or 4 months ago. And to further show this, I have some tier lists here from players. For the first one I want to show is from Dugoat. He's a YouTuber and he's like a top 100 player. Shout out to this guy. But we can take a look at his tier list right here. So a lot of these top players, they consider like Ultra Super Kaioken like the best, and he's on his own tier now. And you can see he has the tag androids above Super Gogeta. When this Super Gogeta dropped, everyone was talking about how he's going to be like probably the best unit until forever, probably until like anniversary or something like that. He's just gonna be like the top dog, right? But here we are already just 4 months in after the release, and he's already been replaced by like 2 units. And even if we take it a step further, we have Virgil here. He's another top 100 player, YouTuber as well. Shout out to him. If we take a look at his tier list, he has Ultra Kaioken. He uses a different icon. He has Ultra Kaioken Goku at the top spot on his own tier. Then we have Perfect Cell, who, by the way, just got a platinum equip and just completely shits on a lot of these LFs as well. He's just ridiculous. And then he has this Android 18 for the tag units. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta up here, as well as Zenkai. And then Full Power Frieza. And then all these units above Super Gogeta. And this might honestly just be a case of them buffing a specific tag, and because when they try to buff a specific tag, they usually focus on them and they just hyper buff that tag. We can see this with LOE, where they got Revival Frieza right here. Then they got the Zenkai for the Full Power Frieza. I'll just take a look at the LOE tag right here. They buffed this guy. So it first started off with Revival Frieza. Where is he? Does he not buff? Oh, he buffed Powerful Opponent. So we got this guy, right? And then they dropped the Zenkai for him. Then they dropped the Zenkai for him, or whatever order they have. Then they dropped the Platinum equipment for him. And then a couple months later, they dropped this Angel Golden Frieza, who a lot of people consider on par with some of these Ultra units. We can even take a look at Game Press's tier list. This is like a more widely known tier list, right? They have Angel Golden Frieza at Z tier, the best unit in the game, barring these Ultra units. And this is not updated yet, but it's pretty safe to assume that they're probably going to drop Ultra Gogeta from God tier and put the tag androids at maybe the 2nd or 3rd spot, Most likely, most likely above Angel Golden Frieza. That's just how ridiculous they are. And then Gogeta 4, who is the best LF, is just slowly just dipping down. Jiren, who just dropped a couple months ago, is going to probably dip down to S tier. Revival Frieza. Look at this. LOE trio is up here. It's just insane to me. But like I think maybe it's because a lot of these tier list placement is due to the fact that they consider teams when forming this tier list, as they should, right? Because if you rate these units just strictly off of their kit and not the teams they're involved in, you will see some differences, right? So like if you're just rating them based off the kit itself, I'm pretty sure a lot of these would change, right? You probably wouldn't see this Vegeta this high because his kit is good, but it could have been better, and he's mainly up here because he's paired alongside with this this Ultra Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and of course with Vados, who immensely supports them. But yeah, it just feels like they're just dropping too many strong units back to back. And oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Goku and Vegeta on these tier lists. If we take a look at game presses, Goku and Vegeta are the top of S tier, which makes them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th best unit in the game. But if we take a look at some of these other tier lists, Virgil has Goku and Vegeta at S tier here, below FSK Gohan. Okay, this is kind of a crazy take here. I wouldn't consider FSK better than him, but I think he made changes and put him actually at the back of of the top tier here. But Goku and Vegeta has fallen off so much, and if you take a look at Dugo's tier list, he's even below Sword of Hope Trunks, who, when they first dropped, Goku and Vegeta just completely eclipsed Trunks, right? Completely being the #1 unit. It's just, I feel like a lot of this is also due to the boost system and the way it's implemented, because this Goku and Vegeta, I think, is the unit that got affected the most by being dropped out of the boost system, and you can really see it with their defenses. That extra 15% to defenses really helped them out, and it just, without it, they just feel like they just get incinerated. Like if we take a look at the stats at 14 star 5000, like 166, 165 defenses aren't gonna cut it, right? Like especially with all these units having like 170 and stuff like that, it's just not gonna cut it. And in a lot of these tier lists, even some, you get people saying like Goku and Vegeta, like actual Goku and Vegeta mains, right? That mean, you know, either God Key or hot movies. They will should I tell you that Goku and Vegeta does not feel the same at all. They've aged very badly, and I don't think like the units that are dropping now should be that much superior to Goku and Vegeta. They should have been like Jiren, like tag, just android tag unit. They should have been like in the same realm as Goku and Vegeta. Like this is a celebration unit. They should, like, you know, feel like they should age well. Like if you take a look, if you just like think back at some celebration units, Vegito Blue, Super Vegito, those units, they aged well. Like Super Vegito was aging extremely well. He aged like people are still using him in. He was even considered like in the higher ranks of tier lists, even closing in on the 2nd anniversary. But I don't know, man. It just feels like they're making these units way too strong, where they should be more relative to each other. And I understand that they want to like buff certain teams and make other teams better, but I don't know. I like just thinking about what they're gonna drop for anniversary is gonna be even more insane. Like a lot of people like to compare, like to think back at what happened during the 3rd anniversary, and I feel like the 3rd anniversary is like an anomaly in when you can compare them to the previous anniversaries. Obviously now, honestly, they've aged quite well because they've gotten buffs. Like Gogeta wasn't going to be this good if he didn't get his platinum equipment. Styzmask is starting to show even more relevance because of like the units are dropping. But when they initially dropped, they were completely trash. Like this Gogeta was garbage on release, and then they had to save him with the plat equipment. Zamasu was good, but the units on there were just completely bad. That it was almost not even worth summoning during the anniversary, except for part 2. But I don't think they're gonna make that mistake again. I feel like they've gotten a good grasp on how strong these units should be, and you know how strong they should make them. And I think during the anniversary we're gonna see some pretty busted units, and it's scary to think that they're gonna make them even stronger than what these units are doing right now. It's actually pretty nuts. And like I said, it really this rampant power creep really started at the end of Legends Festival, because if we take a look at what was before that, we got SSB Vegeta, we had this Perfect Cell, we had Full Power Frieza, and they dropped, and they're all like, I would say they were all like around the same level, like pretty much around the same level, right? And we had Revival Gohan, who by the way is like completely gone now. I don't even see Revival Gohan. Hybrids as a whole is just completely gone. But yeah, I feel like pre-Legends Festival it was more so like a bit more balanced than what it was now. But yeah, this Beerus dropped and just completely disappeared. I feel like 1% sparking units are actually, I shouldn't say that, because Angel Golden Frieza is here and he's just crazy. He's just stupid. He just cracked. He's like on the levels of these ultra units as just a regular sparking. I don't even know what they're thinking anymore. But that's pretty much all I want to say. Yeah, these units are just ridiculous. That's all I gotta say at the end of the day. Definitely let me know what you guys think about how strong these units are feeling straight out the gate. This might be due to the featured boost, it might not be. The featured boost as a whole I feel should just completely disappear. Just boost the units that are old and no one used, so you kind of give them an incentive to use them, but don't buff units that just dropped. It literally makes no sense to me why they do that. But it's in the game and it's gonna continue being in the game. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that they should continue with this power creep and drop busted units all the time to buff their tags, or do you think they should start balancing them out and making them, you know, more relative to each other, so that, you know, there isn't just like one or two super dominant units in the meta, right? Just let me know what you guys think. Definitely drop a comment. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, because that shit is so important, so don't forget. Other than that, have a great day. See ya.